This lesson is an introduction to chords and building the 5 chord qualities. These are the most important chords that you'll need to know, the basis of all the harmony that you'll use in most jazz. Okay, so the 5 chord types are major 7th, dominant 7th, minor 7th, half diminished, also known as minor 7th flat 5, and diminished 7th. Okay, so let's take each one in turn now. So the major 7th, here's C major 7, is built of a root, a major 3rd, a perfect 5th, and a major 7th interval, or a major triad and a major 7th interval. The chord symbols used are a triangle, which I prefer, it can't be confused with anything else, an uppercase M7, which I really don't like as it can be confused with the minor 7, or MAJ7, which is fine. Okay, so if we take that chord and flatten our 7th, we get to the dominant 7th chord. And this has a root, major 3rd, perfect 5th, and flattened 7th, or a minor 7th interval. Or you could look at it as a major triad with a minor 7th interval. Chord symbols are generally just 7, or maybe DOM 7, even that's quite rare. We tend not to refer to the dominant 7th as a dominant 7th, just call it a 7th. It's assumed that it's dominant, as you're not describing it as major or minor or anything else. Okay, taking the dominant 7th and flatten the 3rd, and you get to the minor 7th. So here we have a root, minor 3rd, perfect 5th, and flattened 7th. Chord symbols here are either dash 7, which is quite common, or M7, which is just as common and again very clear. Okay, so let's take our minor 7th and now flatten the 5th. So we have a root, minor 3rd, diminished 5th or flat 5, and flattened 7th, minor 7th. And this is the half diminished, also called the minor 7 flat 5 for obvious reasons. The minor 7th, flattened 5, which is a good way to find that chord if you're unsure. So chord symbols for the half diminished are a circle with a line through it, diagonal line through it, again, which is not easily confused with anything else, or M7 flat 5, which is very common, although it seems rather cumbersome and takes time to write out, so the circle with the line through it seems much quicker. Okay, and finally the diminished 7th. So here we have a root, minor 3rd, flattened 5th or diminished 5th, and we have a double flattened 7th. So it looks like a 6th, acts as a double flattened 7th. So there's our major 7th, flattened 7th, and a double flattened 7th. Also, you'll notice that each of these intervals is a minor 3rd apart from each other. So there's a minor 3rd, and a minor 3rd. Now this means that there's only 3 chords, because there's this one, and then we're into an inversion of our very first chord, which makes it rather simple. Again, an inversion of our very first chord. So chord symbols for the diminished 7th are a circle, again, which is preferred, it's quick to write, isn't confused with anything else, or DIM7, again, it's very clear actually. So just to recap, we have the 5 chord qualities: major 7, dominant 7th, minor 7th, half diminished, and diminished 7th. Now you need to build those chords on each degree of the scale. So there's 60 in total. So just build up with your knowledge of intervals and using your ear. So for example, in F, root, major third, perfect fifth, major seventh, there's a major seventh interval, major seventh chord. And again, major triad with a major seventh. And following the formula from previously, flatten the top note, flatten our seventh, we get our dominant, flatten the third, we get our minor seventh, flatten the fifth, half diminished, and double flatten our seventh, we get diminished.